Hello and welcome back to Satisfactory. In our last episode, we set up our coal power plant up there. And since then, I've been busy. I moved all of the starter setup stuff that was down there up over here into this building. I made a new building over here. Wolf H.U. I even added a billboard. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I like it. I've also got Iron Ran down the road here, out there, set up for modular frames, which is today's project. So I'm going to run down here, go over there. We're going to get started on this project for today. I've also been letting these smart plating run into the resource sink. We've got reinforced iron plates and rotors right here in these storage bins. All the other stuff that we would ever need is over here. We got concrete, iron plates, screws, rods, copper sheets, cable, and wire coming out over here. Our awesome sink is right there. Our equipment workbench is right there. The MAM, the hub. All that stuff is right here, easily accessible, and these are now all in their permanent locations. We're starting to get somewhere with the way the base looks. Okay, we're over here. There's our rotors factory. Behind it you can see the reinforced plates factory. Up on top of the hill you can see the coal power plant. And then here on this platform right here, we're going to put our modular frames factory. We've got 240 iron coming in right here. It's all powered and belted. We got 2 normal nodes of iron over there and a pure node right there. I haven't tapped into the iron node behind there yet. There's a node of iron right there behind that sand dune in that valley there, and over there on the corner on the edge of the platform right there behind that sand dune. And those miners are all belted over to right there and stop. But that's another 120 iron from that and another 180 from these 2 nodes here. So if we need more, we can get more. But for now, this 240 should give us everything we need to get this project going. Ow! I fell. It's okay. So if we look, let's see, grab an assembler. We make an assembler. It doesn't matter where, this isn't its permanent location. So right there, that'll be fine. Set that to modular frames. It's going to need 3 reinforced iron plates per minute and 12 rods per minute. Okay, that's a slightly strange recipe because we're not going to get an even mix. So that means we're going to need another set of assemblers back here making the reinforced plates. Which that's going to require plates and screws, which is going to require rods. Okay, but these aren't balanced in any kind of way yet. Like, this is making 5 per minute. We only need 3 per minute to go into here. So as long as we can feed this full, it'll feed that full. So we'll need plates. And if we need 30 plates, and this only gives us 20. I'm just doing quick math here. We'll only get 4. We should be okay. This is going to be set to screws. And this one will be set to rods. Yeah, and we're going to need 2 of those. Because this is going to take 10 of the 15 rods. So then the other 10 plus the 5 extras are going to go up to the front. Yep. That'll give us our 40 screws, which is, again, 2/3 of what we need. So we'll get 2/3 out, which is I'm going to have to do some calculations here. Okay. I want this to come out even with the amount of materials that I have here. And I can bring in more iron if I need to. But the way it's working right here is I've got 240 iron getting smelted into 8 smelters, 30 each. Now I'm going to do some calculations off camera, come back and tell you with what I've come up with. All right. It's been the next day, IRL, and a couple of hours of in-game time since the last cut. At the end of the last cut, I had my 8 smelters set up to smelt the iron, and I had to do some calculations to figure out exactly how many of each machine that I had to put in to get this place working. Okay, ow, let's eat some fruit. So, we've got our 8 smelters smelting our raw iron into ingots. And then we come down here. So they're all getting their ingots pushed into these constructors over here. So let's go up top. Okay. So these first 3 constructors are making iron plates. That's 60 total iron plates per minute. And we're sending those up, around, and over and down into those assemblers over there for the reinforced iron plates. Okay, so the other 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 4. Yep, 4. These ones are all making iron rods. And half the iron rods are going back there. That's 30 of them going back there. Getting split into 3 constructors to make screws so that we can send our 120 screws into our 2 assemblers for the reinforced iron plates. That's giving us a grand total of 10 iron plates per minute of the reinforced variety. And then we've got these extra 30 iron rods getting sent over to the modular frames assemblers. And we've got 3 of these running. Okay, so if we look, each one needs 3 reinforced iron plates and 12 iron rods per minute. So I needed to add a few iron rods, just a little bit. So what I did was I had, after this constructor, I had 3 miners that weren't being used yet. So I send them resources up here. I don't know if you can tell with the stutter stepping. That's not my recording software or anything like that. That's just this game. Something they did in Update 4 makes moving around extremely laggy. I have no idea. Anyway, the remainder of the iron that's not getting processed on the bottom floor comes up here into these constructors so that we can make the remainder of our iron rods that we need, and we send them down and they merge in with that belt right there and come over here. So that's getting all the resources it needs. Those 3 machines are getting all the resources they need to be running 100% all the time. And they will slowly back up on the reinforced iron plates. But this is expandable because I'm sending quite a bit of resources down here to the sink to get synced for tickets. All the leftover iron that we're not using currently is making iron rods, and them iron rods are being put into the resource sink. Now what I could do up here, if I have the right number of constructors, because each of these constructors takes 15 ingots, so 15, 30, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90. I might be able to squeeze out one more assembler of modular frames off of this up here. Probably can. Maybe even 2. Like if I convert those 2 into making plates, and then I have that one set up to take half and make plates. That'll be 30 plates. Then I can convert some of the rods into screws from them 2, and then use the leftover rods from the last one to feed another one of those machines. I'll probably end up doing that. But for now it's working. We've got modular frames coming out at a rate of what? 6 a minute. So 1 every 10 seconds you get an iron plate, or a modular frame. So that's pretty good. As long as we keep this running, we'll never run out of these. Because if we need them for a new ingredient for another factory, we're just gonna make another factory. We're not gonna do like try to belt those into here to make these. That's just redundant, and you'll never have stuff sitting around to use. So we're gonna make a new factory for each different item every time. We're not gonna reuse our supply out of other factories. Only time we would do something like that is if we're making space elevator parts, and that's if it's not, 2,500 of this thing or 5,000 of this thing, like I know they do. But if it's just a couple hundred, and like the smart plating we did, if it's just a couple hundred, we can run the resources up there and put it together. I wanted to show off my billboard. I'm proud of my billboard over here. it down to a good spot where we can see it. Yeah. I just got bored. I unlocked the walkways from the Awesome Shop. And I put this building together and put all the starter stuff inside here. And then I was looking, I was like, it just looks plain. So then I started playing with some pipes and some paint, and I made a billboard. I like it. I think it's cool looking. And oh yeah, by the way, that's a great looking thumbnail with the coffee cup. All right. So there we go. We've got modular frames going, everybody. Let's go take a look at the hub and see what our next we're gonna need steel, because then we can use the leftover iron we have over here and the leftover coal we have up there. We already have the resources needed for steel. Plus that lets us start building the versatile framework. What's in tier 4? Advanced steel, hypertubes, and Mark III logistics, which all take steel. Hypertubes take steel and steel. So I guess steel. We could do vehicular transport real quick. Like, we have all the stuff to do this already. So let's go ahead and just do that to get it out of the way. I'm gonna go grab these things. Like, most of it's right here, and then the modular frames are up there. I'm probably gonna belt the modular frames down here to a bin like these too. Yeah, let me go run and grab these and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I got everything I need for this. We're gonna go ahead and turn in for vehicular transport.
Milestone reached. Long-range transportation, as well as the construction of outposts, is now encouraged. Vehicle stations have built-in functionality to refuel and restock or collect parts.
Long-range transportation, as well as the construction of outposts, is now encouraged. Well, all right. So I've been doing some research about this, particularly with my location on the map, because I was almost 100% sure that the red desert was in the southeast corner of the map. However, I was mistaken. The red desert is in the northeast corner of the map, which means that up that way, past that ridge, there's nothing. It just stops. But if I go straight to the west, straight that way, I'll run into the jungle and then the other desert. And if I go southwest over in that direction, I'll run into the big green open field. And if I keep going, yeah, between here and there's the swamp and the jungle, and then there's the green open field, and right about in that general region that way is the red forest. So if you know your landmarks in Satisfactory, you already knew where I was at. But I thought that this was in the southwest corner of the map, and it was in the northwest corner of the map. So I was all sorts of confused as far as my bearings when I started. I thought I was in a different spot of the world than I am. But now I know exactly where I'm at and exactly what is every which way. So that'll be good. That's helpful. But okay, the pod's going to return in a little over a minute. Let's go ahead and set up our next milestone. Like, I can already do this stuff, so I might as well just grab this before the pod even comes back. 1,000 of those. A stack of concrete. Yeah, that should be coming back anytime now. I hear it. There he is. There it is. I love doing this to this pod. Watch it land and send it right off again. Oh, okay, hold on. And there we go.
Milestone reached. Steel production unlocked. Foundry grants access to new, simple steel parts. An additional project part can now be constructed. Progress to the next phase is now possible.
All right. So I can now make foundries, which in turn allows me to craft. Let's see here. I can now craft steel ingots, steel beams, and steel pipes. All right. All right. Moving right along. The next thing in the hub will be advanced steel, which means that I need to make some steel pipes minimum to be able to do this. But if we're going to want hypertubes, we're going to want the encased industrial beams for sure. And then Logistics Mark III, well, that uses the steel beams as your conveyor belts. I mean, it feels like we just unlocked Logistics Mark II and now we're going to unlock Logistics Mark III, but it's actually been like 20 hours of gameplay time. So we're moving pretty quick. Not as fast as possible, but I'm taking my time. I'm going to go down and look at the space elevators, see how many of each of the next part we're going to need. And it says that the progress to the next phase is now possible, yes, because I can make all three of these components. So I'm going to need 500 smart plating, 500 versatile framework, automated wiring, oh, I can't make that yet because stators. Can I make stators right now? I cannot. Okay. So I have to unlock the tech that lets me build stators. I believe that's advanced steel. So yep, we're going to select our milestone. Advanced steel, that lets me build stators, motors, and automated wiring. That's what we're looking for. Alright. So we'll get that going. That'll be our next thing. So our next episode, a steel foundry. Probably right off in this area here. We've got iron coming in right there. There's an iron node right there that I mentioned. There's an iron node right there that I mentioned. There's an iron node back behind there that I mentioned. We've got all the extra coal from our coal power plant that we can bring down. I'm thinking actually back behind these two. Back there. On the left side. We'll make a steel foundry. This is starting to get pretty big. I need to slap some kind of cover on this building here. Something similar to what that looks like. Also need to work on the power plant, covering that up. I don't know, I kind of like the open look at the chimneys out the top of the power plant, so I might do something like that, just leave it open. But man, I'm loving this game. I really enjoy playing this game. That's just has to be said. Alright, so there we go. Modular frames. Next episode, steel. Hope to see you all there. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you're enjoying this series, hit the subscribe button. I hope that you all are. Each and every sub and like helps. So thank you very much if you do so. But I've been Arctic Wolf. This has been Satisfactory, and I hope to catch you all next time. Y'all people have a wonderful day. Arctic Wolf out.